Welcome, everybody, to the NFL Presidential Address for Week 3. This is part 2. We're going to look at Indy, Baltimore, Denver, and Miami, and the New England Patriots versus the Jets. Part 1 was great. Giants, San Fran, New Orleans, Green Bay, Houston, Jacksonville, and Tennessee and Cleveland. And make sure to check out part 3, because not only am I going to take apart 3 games, I'm also going to give you 2 teasers that I am personally betting. I will do that from now on every week, and they will always be in part 3. Let's get into it. Indianapolis against Baltimore. And I just, full disclosure, I'm going to assume Anthony Richardson is playing. Right now, the line is -8, although money is coming down as we speak on Indy. It has moved to 7.5 in some areas, and the total 44.5, 44 in some spots too. First off, I'm impressed with Richardson, and even more impressed with Baltimore's offense right now. Without their center, without their O-line and Dobbins, they were able to move the ball up and down the field on the Bengals. With that said, I cannot look to take the over here, as I think both these teams are looking to run. They're both looking to slow the ball down. They're both looking to eat clock. Furthermore, Baltimore's D has played outstanding so far. I don't think they're a top 5 unit in the league, don't get me wrong, but so far, so good, and they really should be able to bottle up Indy and the dynamic Richardson. So how do we bet this game? We're going to take the dog here. Baltimore just came off a huge division win against the Bengals, and I was on the Bengals in that game. Bad decision from me and my clients. Sorry about that. But I honestly think this is a bad spot for Baltimore. Indy almost beat Jacksonville in week 1, and they manhandled the Texans in week 2. We all came into this season thinking the worst for this Indianapolis Colts team. I think they're proving us wrong. I think this is a bet on team moving forward. I want to take big dogs against Baltimore as well. I just feel like Baltimore is going to play way more close games than blowout games. And although they have opened up their offense, Jackson is just not consistent. He's prone to turnovers, and every now and again, he and the Baltimore Ravens team lays a serious egg. They could this weekend. It's one of those spots. If Baltimore is up by 14 points with 2 to go in this game, Indy's covering. Indy will have the ball. Indy will get the back door against that prevent. I think we won't even need the back door. I think this game is going to be close wire to wire. I'm taking Indianapolis +8. Now, before I get into the next game, Denver against Miami, I do want to point out my record. I forgot to do it in the part 1 of the presidential address. And well, I didn't have a very good week. I went 4-7 across the board on the NFL presidential address. My record now is 12-12 on the year. However, I did have a winning Sunday for my clients, and I did have a winning Monday for my clients. And honestly, that is really the most important thing. I'm always trying to win here. I will have a great season giving 12, 15 bets out a week. But if you want my actual bets, what I'm actually betting on Sunday, you're going to have to buy my plays, and you can get them over at WagerTalk.com. Okay, let's get into the Denver-Miami game. And right now, we have Miami at -6.5. Total here of 48. 48.5. There's actually a 47.5 on the board too. Let me bottom line this game. This is a stone cold over for me. I bet the over against the Pats on Sunday night with Miami, and I lost. But we had 2 turnovers in the end zone by New England, and they still had a backdoor opportunity to get it done. What I saw from Denver in their last game is that Peyton is trying to open up the offense. Russell Wilson looks much better this year than he did last year, but hey, ugly is still ugly. We know that Miami will end the year in the top 5 in scoring, if not the top 3. And although they didn't put up a ton of points against the Pats, they still put up 24, and they should be able to put up more points than that against the Broncos on Sunday. Even without Waddle, they are going to put up points. But I do expect Waddle to play. And if he does, him and Tyreek Hill are literally unstoppable. Denver was up 14-3 in the first quarter and 21-3 at one point in the game against Washington. You would think that their D could maybe hold Sam Howell, rookie quarterback, and the Washington Redskins from there. Nope, they couldn't. They allowed Washington to put up 35 freaking points on them. If Washington could put up 35, surely Miami could put up 60. Okay, not 60, simply because they'll run out of clock. But Miami's getting into the 30s in this game. So here we have a Miami team that can score at will. They're middle of the pack defensively, and a Denver team that is medium at best defensively, regardless of what the pundits say. 35 points allowed against Washington. I'd say they're bottom of the league, but I'll go with middle. But they do have the ability to at least score some points. Miami's going to get there Sunday. They always do. So the question is, can Denver get us to 20? If you think so, then this is an over game. I think we see a 34-27 type of a game. That's two touchdowns, almost 2 touchdowns above the total. I love Denver and Miami over 48. Now we look at New England against the New York Jets. New England here, -2. The total is 37.5. You do not get to see that total very often. The line is going up. We have 2.5s out there. There is even a 3. If you plan on betting New England, I would bet them immediately. We've already seen a 36.5 on board. If you plan on betting the under, I would bet it immediately. Let's get into it. I'm going to stay away from the side in this game. I'm going to look to take the under. I know. Why not? Seems pretty square to me, but it is a damn low under. There's no reason to think the Jets are going to get their act together offensively with Zach Wilson at QB. And one thing we know about the Pats, Belichick will shut down whatever his opponent does best. What does the Jets do best offensively? Absolutely nothing. But we know what they do worse. Throw the ball. We saw New England play 7 back, 3 safeties against the Dolphins. They forced Miami to run the ball. This week, they will take the complete opposite approach. They will stack the box and literally beg Zach Wilson to throw the ball. This will not go well for the Jets. They will struggle to put 13 on the board. As for the Pats, this is a team that won't run up the score on anybody. They'll be happy to get the hell out of Dodge with a 17-13 win. I know this is a low total. I get it. I don't see either teams getting into the 20s here. Don't forget the Jets have one of the best D units in all of football. This will be a very boring game, but one that will be decided in the last few minutes, which is why I'm staying away from the side. Take New York and New England under the total of 37. That's it for the NFL Presidential Address Part 2. Please make sure to buy my actual client plays over at WagerTalk. Please make sure to watch Part 3. We'll be discussing Buffalo, Washington, Atlanta, Detroit, and Chicago against Kansas City. Yes, people, there is a team in Chicago. They rarely show up, but I'm told there's a team there. We will also be giving out 2 teasers that I am personally betting, so check out Part 3. Thanks, everybody, and let's get it!